And the next item.
Yes, criticize the behavior, not the child. Just be very careful what you say to your child because they will internalize whatever you say to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to just address you rather they don't do this or that,
Mm-hmm.
but not never say things like you're lazy or you're bad.
You're stupid.
Or you're stupid.
Right.
If you don't want to create it, don't say it because we internalize that and then
Those messages, right,
yes,
play
it's a
in the child's
self-fulfilling-
head. Right.
yeah.
So, okay. So criticize the behavior. And again, be specific or stop that if they're in the midst of it or something.
Right, and try to notice more the good things that the child does and build on that, even if you have to look for a little tiny thing and build from there.
Okay.
It's more effective than the negative
Okay.
criticism.
All right. And so, the last, no nagging. Why?
Oh, when my mother nags, I stop listening and I'm just saying la 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 in my head.
And when she threatens?
Oh, I don't like that. But you know what? Sometimes she threatens and then she doesn't do it.
And so you learn that maybe the threats aren't that real.
Yes.
Okay.
And Susie's making a good point because you need to be very careful in what you say because you always need to follow through and consequence that you say or your word is not going to be respected with your child.
Mm-hmm.
So try to, be careful what you threaten that you're willing to follow through and that it makes sense.
Right.
So in a moment of anger, if you said, okay, no TV for the rest of the year,
Right.
that may hurt you more than.
Right.
So try to make punishment short and sweet. If you can't, just build on positive reinforcement.
Okay. Okay. Great. Well, thank you, Susie. Appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Am I on real TV?
Yep.
Ah!
So let's go a little more seriously now and talk about when mental disorders might begin or you might become aware of them in children and how prevalent they are among young people.
Well, the figure that I came up with was 1 out of 5, but I think that even that is an underestimate because typically if there's no behavioral problem, we may not even know that there is an emotional problem. Like if someone is just shy and quiet, teachers, for example, are not going to complain about a student like that.
Right.
It's no problem for them.
Right.
But this child may still be depressed or have obsessive thoughts, and we may not know about it.
Or be closed down so
Yes.
that they're not interacting very
Exactly.
much. Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. And I think we had a slide on there. Yeah. And so, so let's go to the next slide. How can you tell if a child might need help? Because, say, a child's just quiet. What clues might you get?
Well, that's when the 15 minutes of play may come handy, because even as a parent, you can pay attention to what's coming up for your child in terms of play. For example, I had a client who was struggling in school, and she was at one school setting. And typically in play, you will get to play either the child or the other person.
Okay.
And she always chose to play the teacher.
Okay.
And I was the student.
All right.
And when I started seeing her, she gave me directions for what I needed to do. I was not able to follow them. It was so confusing. And then when I didn't get it right, she was like mad at me. She wanted to pinch me. And that tells me that through her play, she's telling me what she cannot say in words.
What
is
she's
that,
experiencing.
that she's experiencing learning as something that she cannot be successful in, and that it's overwhelming for her the way it's presented. And then through some adjustment in the school system and some additional services for her, this play have changed through time. And just 2 weeks ago, we were playing, and she was a teacher and I was a student, and she gave me a very simple instruction. I had to draw something like a house, and I did that, and then she looked at it and she said, "That's great," and I'm like, "Okay." She's telling me she's having a better experience now with school, that, you know, and sometimes kids like that can get lost in the shuffle, and you need to advocate for them. So that's when your 15 minutes of play with your kids, if it's really non-directive and the child feels free to do whatever, will give you some of the information. Other than that, you want to look for sleep, if there's nightmares, if there's too much sleep or too little sleep.
Too much sleep can be depression.
Yes, exactly.
And too little sleep, of course, insomnia, but what's causing it? So you have to try and get to that.
And there's sometimes nightmares, night terrors.
Okay.